All right, a wild Sunday. Let's start with the NFL. The Jags beat the Colts 36-19. So the Jags now 9-4, the Colts 8-5. The big story was Dan Jones. He tore his Achilles, it looks like, and he's going to be gone for the year. Not good for the Colts. The Colts had three big turnovers. So the Jags now have sole possession of first place. They're a game and a half ahead of the Colts, also ahead of the Texans. Trevor Lawrence, 244 yards, two touchdowns. They held Jonathan Taylor to 74 yards and 21 carries. The Saints and the Bucks, the third win for the Saints. Not a good team. The Bucks just played awful. Saints beat the Bucks 24-20. The Bucks led 10-7 at halftime. First time this year that the Bucks led at halftime and lost the game. Tyler Shuck, 144 yards passing. He had like 55 yards and two touchdowns rushing. The Bucks were awful offensively, defensively, special teams coaching. Went for it 7 times on fourth down, made it twice. They're a mediocre team right now, despite injuries. We talk about the injuries, enough of that. In the offseason, they need to shore up their edge rushes. They thought they did with Hassan Reddick. He's been hurt most of the time, and when he's not hurt, he's been awful. Linebackers are slow, and the defensive secondary is young. So Bucks are in trouble right now. Whether they can turn it around, we'll see. They've got 2 out of 3. They have 2 games left with the Panthers. They're battling the Panthers for the division. So we'll see what happens there. The Dolphins, 34, the Jets, 10. Jalen Wright, 107 yards. Archer, 92 yards rushing. The Dolphins rushed for 239 yards. The Jets had 3 turnovers. Big win for the Steelers. Steelers 27, Ravens 22. The Steelers now 7-6, the Ravens 6-7. DJ Metcalf 148 yards receiving. The Ravens actually outgained the Steelers 420 to 318, but it was rushing where the Steelers 217 yards rushing. Rodgers 23 of 34, 1 touchdown. Lamar Jackson 19 of 35, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Travis Henry 94 yards rushing, but a big win, huge win for the Steelers going into Baltimore. I'll go over the standings in a minute. What a great game in the snow, the Bills and the Bengals. Bills now 8-4 as they held off the Bengals 39-44 despite Joe Burrow. I mean, we got 4 touchdown passes. He threw 2 to Higgins. Josh Allen threw 2 touchdown passes, ran for 1. The Bills rushed for 183 yards. Just the defense for the Bengals, just like last year, maybe the year before. How many points do you have to put up to win? So the big win for the Bills, 39-34. The Vikings shut out the Commanders, 31-0. Excuse me. J.J. McCarthy, his best game. 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Getting shut out in the NFL, that's not easy to do with the field goal kickers that they have now. Rushing wise, you had the Titans. Rushing wise, the Vikings obviously outrushed the Commanders. Commanders did nothing offensively. You had the Titans and the Browns. Good game. The Titans 31, the Browns 29. You had total yards 412 for the Browns. Actually, the Titans only had 292. Shadir Sanders threw for 364 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Obviously, his best game. Rushing wise, Titans 184, Browns 61. Tony Pollard rush for the Titans, 161 yards and 2 touchdowns. Seattle Iron Butterfly, the Falcons, 37-9. They're now 10-3. Sam Darnold, 3 touchdown passes. Smith-Njigba, 7 receptions, 92 yards, 2 touchdowns. Having a great year for Seattle. Last night, the Texans all over the Chiefs, 20-10. It was Houston's defense. They just really, and this really dimmed Casey's playoff chances. This really surprised me. I thought the Chiefs were going to go on a run when they got all their players back. 3 big interceptions. Twice the Texans stopped Mahomes and the Chiefs with the fourth down, 2 fourth down situations, and they stopped them. C.J. Stroud played well enough for the Texans. That's all he's going to do with that defense. He's just going to manage the game. That's one of the best defenses in a long time that the Texans have. So big win for the Texans. Broncos all over the Raiders, 24-17. Broncos now 11-2. They just continue to win, whether it's defense. Bo Nix had a really good game. All short passes, 31 of 38, 212 yards. You have Harvey scored a big touchdown for the Broncos. The Broncos rushed for 142 yards to the Raiders 40. Bears and Packers, what a battle. The Bears now 9-4, the Packers 9-3-1. Christian Watson, 2 big touchdown receptions for the Packers. Jordan Love, great game, 234 yards passing, 3 TDs. Caleb Williams had 2 touchdown passes. So the Packers now lead that division. I'll go over that in a second, like I said. The Rams all over the Cardinals 45-17. The Rams now 10-3. Nakua, 7 receptions, 167 yards, 2 touchdowns. Stafford's 281 yards and 3 touchdowns. Blake Corin rushed for 2 touchdowns, 128 yards. Tonight, we have the Eagles and the Chargers. Going back with Stafford, about 10 days ago, I projected my MVP, my Rookie of the Year, and my Comeback Player of the Year. Right after I did that, Stafford had his worst game of the year, but he bounced back. But Comeback Player of the Year was Daniel Jones, and now he's out. Bad luck for him. And then Ogupa, Rookie of the Year for the Bucs. He just has trouble holding on to the ball since I made that prediction. So we'll see what happens here. In the AFC East now, the Patriots 11-2, the Bills 9-4 in the North. The Steelers 7-6. Now the Ravens 6-7. The South, you got the Jags 9-4, the Texans 8-5, and the Colts 8-5. But the Colts in trouble without Daniel Jones. The West, you got the Broncos 11-2, the Chargers 8-4. You got the NFC East. You got the Eagles 8-4, and the Cowboys 6-1. In the North, you got the Packers 9-3-1, the Bears 9-4, and the Lions 8-5. What a battle there! In the South now, you got a tie. The Bucs and the Panthers now both 7-6. And then in the West, another battle. The Rams 10-3, Seattle 10-3, and the 49ers 9-4. College football playoffs came out yesterday. Teams with byes: Texas Tech, Indiana, Georgia, and Ohio State. JMU is going to face Oregon. Alabama is going to face Oklahoma. Tulane against Ole Miss, and Miami against Texas A&M. The big thing was it going to be Miami or Notre Dame? I went up to head, and Miami took it. Notre Dame has refused to even play in a bowl game. They're so disgusted and upset with the results there. What do you do? JMU in, Tulane in, groups of 5. You want everybody to be able to participate in the national championship. You let Miami, but you could leave Alabama out because you want to make conference championships important and relevant. So even though they had 3 losses, you had to include Alabama. So it came down to Miami and Notre Dame. And even though Notre Dame was ahead in their last ranking, Miami, because of their head-to-head, took it. So it's very interesting. There's going to be plenty of discussion leading up to the first playoff games, which I think is next Saturday. NBA, you had the Knicks over the Magic, 106-100. Jaylen Brown, 30 points, 9 assists for the Knicks. The Celtics are playing well, beat the Raptors, 121-113. Jaylen Brown, 30 points, 8 rebounds for the Celtics. The Grizzlies, 119. The Blazers, 96. Santi Aldana, first time I've mentioned him, for the Grizzlies, 22 points and 7 rebounds. You had the Nuggets over the Hornets, 115-106. Jokic, 28 points, and he continues to distribute about 11 assists. Jamal Murray, 34 points for the Nuggets. The Warriors, not without without Curry and without Draymond Green, all over the Bulls, 123-91. Podzinski, 21 points, 8 rebounds for the Warriors. Jimmy Butler, 19-8. The Lakers continue to win. They beat the 76ers 112-108. Doncic, 31 points, 15 rebounds. The Thunder, 23-1. It's not that they're winning, it's how they're winning. Jalen Williams, 25 points, 8 assists, and Holmgren, 25 points, 9 rebounds for the Thunder. One of the greatest starts ever in the NBA. We've had some great starts, and this is one of the best ever. Hockey, Blues 4, Canadians 3. The Canadians went on a 3-1 run at the end of the game. The Avs, comparable to the Thunder in the NBA, they're now 21-2-6 with a 3-2 win over the Flyers. They went on a 3-1 run at the end of the game. The Panthers over the Islanders 4-1. The Sharks over the Hurricanes 4-1. Celebrini, a goal and 2 assists for the Sharks. Stars in a shootout beat the Penguins 3-2. The Caps beat the Jackets 2-0. Thompson 39 saves for the Capitals. In overtime, the Knights beat the Rangers 3-2. And the Ducks now 18-10-1 as they're all over the Blackhawks 7-1. Carlson 2 goals for the Ducks. Quite a bit of basketball, and especially on the women's side. But the men's side, number 11 Gonzaga now 9-1. They all over North Florida 109-58. Alabama now 7-2. You beat UTSA 97-55. UNC 91. Georgetown 61. Texas Tech 82. They gave LSU their first loss, 82-58 win. Kansas 80. Missouri 60. SMU now 8-1 as they won in overtime against Texas A&M. They're unranked. They'll be ranked this week, probably 93-80. Another team that'll probably be ranked this week is Nebraska. They beat Creighton 86-61. They are now 9-0. On the women's side, just so many mismatches. UConn 9-0. Iron Butterfly to DePaul 102-51. Texas now 10-0. Iron Butterfly Prairie View A&M 101-42. South Carolina now 9-1. All over North Carolina Central 106-42. UCLA gave Oregon their first loss. UCLA now 9-1. Oregon now 10-1. They beat them. They beat them decisively, 80-59. LSU stayed undefeated, 10-0, 126-62 over New Orleans. Michigan 8-1, beat Purdue 104-56. Maryland in double overtime stayed undefeated, 199 over Minnesota. Maryland Eastern Shore lost to Oklahoma 90-37. Iowa State stayed undefeated. Iron Butterfly Northern Illinois 85-52. You had UNC all over Boston University 82-40. Ole Miss received its first loss. K-State beat them 61-60. Ole Miss now 8-1. Baylor now 9-1. Won over UTSA 73-55. Good game. You had number 16 USC hosting number 21 Washington, and USC won 59. No, USC won 59-50. Gave Washington their first loss. Washington now 8-1. You had Kentucky 10-1, all over Central Michigan 92-55. Notre Dame destroyed Florida State 93-58. Michigan State, Wisconsin gave Michigan State their first loss 78-64. Michigan State now 8-1. Louisville 94, New Hampshire 43, and Ohio State 79, Northwestern 70. Today, NCAA Soccer Championship Women's Florida versus Stanford at 7 p.m. I think it's on one of the ESPN stations. And we got your football game also tonight. So quite a bit over the weekend with the NFL, with the college football and college football playoffs, how that's going to be set up. I'm sure there's going to be quite a bit of discussion on where you go from here. Obviously, James Madison and Tulane aren't going to win the national championship. The odds are incredible. But to have everybody inclusive, you want the groups of five. But then if you put the groups of five in, teams like Vanderbilt, Texas, obviously Notre Dame aren't going to get in. So we'll see what happens here. The decision of Notre Dame not to play in a bowl game, I don't know. Maybe they'll change their mind. I don't know about that. So we'll see what happens. Daniel Jones getting hurt for the Colts with an Achilles. That's a tough break. Too bad for them. The races are really tightened up, so this is going to be really interesting next Sunday, next week, starting Thursday. Falcons and Bucks play. The Bucks are better turning it around really, really quickly. Right now, the Panthers are a better football team. So that's it. God bless and enjoy.